It's time for Sunrise with the Sleepy Boys.
Forgive us, Father, for we are about to sin and be very naughty boys.
All right, well, we'll make it work. We're all kind of working from uncomfortable situations right now.
I'm pretty good.
Well, that's just because you got the dildo so shoved far up your ass.
Brandon,
We already
Mark would be
starting with
uncomfortable
that.
if the dildo wasn't shoved up his ass.
You
Yeah.
said this was PG-13. When did I say that?
Compared to what we usually say, this is.
Okay.
Oh, it's true. Mark has asked us on multiple occasions what kind of animals we would fuck.
No. I've asked what kind of animals you'd make out with. It's different.
What was the meme about that you made?
Because it was funny as shit.
Probably a horse. If you're gonna go for it, go for it.
Yeah.
Brandon's said that he's more into white tigers.
No
Did
cats
we
or
ever
birds.
cover if it would be male or female?
If Brandon had a white tiger to make out with, I'm guessing it would be a male.
If
We had
the
a
animal you
cockatiel.
got to go for is male, then I guess, based on our other discussions, gorilla.
Oh, no. Too
Tiny
small.
dick. Tiny dick. It's not going to be able to hurt you. Guys, what were those folders and like trapper keepers in the 90s?
Yep.
Oh, Lisa Frank.
Is this a Lisa Frank tiger?
Oh, that's what that looks like.
Right? That or a Twilight
my
tiger.
Far not nearly enough neon though.
Bella, I'm a killer. This is the skin of a killer.
I saw a meme today about Twilight, and they're like, wait, how was Edward able to get a boner to impregnate her if they've stated that they don't have blood in them?
Well, they also don't have eye fluid yet. That gray stuff in their body produces all the fluids they need to. You know, I've done a deep dive on this on a wiki just because
This is amazing.
I got wildly into Twilight for a small period of time.
Hold on, real quick.
The Russian serial killer Albert Fish could never get an erection, but it didn't stop him from raping people.
We need to introduce our guests tonight before we go off on that Twilight tangent there.
Yes, please.
Brandon, go ahead and introduce him.
Yeah, so with me tonight is a good friend of ours for several years. He's kind of our Mr. Fix-It guy out of our group of friends. This is Chris Banks. Chris?
Hello.
There.
Man, a few words.
Until apparently you get him talking about Twilight.
Yeah, so tell us more about
I've
this Twilight
never seen
research
any
you've
of
done.
those movies.
Well,
You know-
about once a year, I'll do a deep dive on all the Twilight movies. Typically, there's alcohol. Most of the time, it's October. Makes sense. You got to create a base.
Maybe that's why I've never been able to get through them. Not nearly enough alcohol.
It's the Batman Forever of Halloween movies.
Hold on.
Are they Halloween movies, though?
It's vampires and werewolves. What else is it? It's not 4th of July.
Fair enough.
Sad. It's sad.
Anyway, they have this fluid
Easter.
in their body that replaces all the blood, and that's why they can't wear contacts for too long, because that will dissolve the contacts.
So whatever fluid is like in there. Wait a minute. Hold on.
So they have like alien blood. They have acid
Yeah,
blood.
they just
Did
have acidic
we-
fluid.
Flow
sorta.
a load
It's
of
what you-
acid into Bella.
Yeah, pretty much. I think so.
I mean, don't
quote
you
me
remember?
directly.
Oh wait, you've never seen it. She almost got eaten
the
alive
books.
from the inside out.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah, but that makes sense because the baby's a vampire. I don't know why I said that makes sense.
That makes sense, yeah.
In the
It-
context of things that we're talking about, I feel like that makes the most sense.
Okay, so
What?
did anyone watch
This
the
is
show?
brand new information to me. I did not know that there was like a different like substance fluid that like took over.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
that's
it's his-
what lubricates all their joints and everything.
Brandon, it's their vampire cummies.
I hate you.
Don't say that.
I don't. Thank you. I'm glad I'm not the only one that's very uncomfortable by the word.
Oh, I saw that fucking thing coming at me. I'm like, that's not good enough.
Oh.
Did anyone ever watch the show Angel?
Yeah.
Briefly.
So Angel had a kid, and the whole thing was he knocked up his vampire ex-girlfriend. But since vampires are only supposed to take life, not give life, the only way she was able to give birth to him was she had to stake herself, and she turned to ash around the baby.
That's awesome.
It was actually pretty cool.
That sounds so dumb.
I mean, it's Joss
That's like
Whedon
the
talking
ultimate
about vampires,
sacrifice
bro.
for your child.
Brandon, I want you to understand something.
What?
I can't get into the mindset of sacrificing myself for my child because I don't anticipate having children.
Well, also, if there's anything that you've learned from your life of being a child around parents, that most adults just don't care about what they bring into the world.
You're not wrong.
Oh. Oh.
That was hurtful. That was...
And accurate.
Hey, Chris, do you want to take over as the fourth member as slash editor for this show? Because I'm about fucking done.
Just
Hey, Mark, if
follow
you don't
up
want
on
us
your-
talking about this shit, don't share it with us.
God damn.
We're not force feeding you carrots.
Anally.
Oh, goodness.
See, you rubbed off on me already.
Yep, you're welcome.
Damn it.
Speaking of
Careful-
weird movies that
careful
we've
rubbing off
watched.
around Mark.
Oh, go ahead, Jeff.
I said careful rubbing off around Mark.
Oh, yeah. You might walk away with a little extra.
Oh,
Might walk away.
I watched a movie called Save Yourselves today. The Earth is invaded by these giant these little floofy aliens that look like tribbles from Star Trek.
I mean, okay.
Trouble with Triple. It's one of my favorite episodes.
Kind of sounds like Critters.
A little bit, except these
Oh, that's like
aliens
Earth.
just look like tribbles. Like they are just floofy little balls of cotton, and they feed off ethanol.
Okay.
So they're like sucking gas out of cars and alcohol.
It's good that you're explaining what ethanol is because I know that some of our listeners and may not know what ethanol is, and so I'm glad that you clarified.
You're
I
welcome.
like the idea that they're basically just eating dinosaurs.
I was going to say this.
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
They were looking at Earth, from a few million light years away, and they're like, okay, look at those big, fucking delicious-looking animals roaming around. They get here, they
These
find out they
little
died off millions of. They find out they died off millions of years ago.
Little balls of fuzz. They're like, I'm gonna eat the shit out of that lizard.
And ate
Holy
the shit out of
fuck.
that dinosaur, and then they get here and they're like, oh
So-
fuck, the dinosaurs are all dead. But thank God they made them into convenient little Slurpees for us. We can just drink those fuckers up.
And that's kind of what happens.
Oh, God. Imagine that in our world and like translated to humans and just being like, well, I'm gonna drink this chicken.
You know what? I'm not willing to put it past that doesn't happen.
Yeah, sounds like McDonald's.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that is what a nugget is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mark, when you said light years, it reminded me of something. You guys know the star Beetlejuice?
Michael Keaton?
Yeah, he was played by Michael Keaton.
You guys know the star?
Yeah, Betelgeuse.
Oh, Beetlejuice, like,
Yeah,
the
one that
yeah.
looks like it's constantly blinking.
Yeah.
So it's evidently it's getting really close to going supernova to the point where, and scientists have said when it does go supernova, it's close enough to us that it'll be an article I read said it'll look like daylight for 2 weeks straight.
When does it say this will happen? Because it seems like all this astronomical
Well,
shit
and
is out of our
that's the
reach.
That's the
Which
issue. Is some people are like, this could happen in the next like 2 to 3 years, and some people are like, oh no, 2 to 300. So
Oh,
No,
fuck.
tomorrow.
I mean that's astro. I mean that's actually
That's the
considered.
nature of the beast. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's it called? Astronomy for you. 2 to 300 years is actually pretty quick.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, realistically speaking. I mean,
how long is a light year?
It's like as long as
How
it
many
takes for
minutes?
light to
How many
go in a
miles?
year.
Yeah, but like it's like
How far is a light year?
I was about to look it up.
Let's see. It is. God damn it! I hate when they fucking. It's 5.86. No wait, 5.879 to the 12th power.
Oh my God.
It's a long ways.
Well, I mean, the 7
Roughly-
powers in the millions.
It's roughly 6 trillion miles away.
That's not very
Oh, hold on, real
Practically
quick.
next door.
Yeah.
Speaking of massive, trillions of things, apparently
Of
they have.
Stick?
Well, yes, that too. But they've also there was apparently a small team of like mathematicians or some shit that managed to calculate pi to 37 trillion places.
Why?
I don't fucking know, man. I don't. Well, I
Who,
don't.
they're
I,
mathematicians
somebody
until they get
paid
off.
them.
Who is
They
that?
got paid for that.
But who is that for?
Those dudes.
Like,
I
there's a
don't-
guy, he spent 8 hours reciting pi to like a millionth place.
You know what? I feel like it's for those people that are like, you know what? The circumference of that circle is pretty damn close to 27.83129 centimeters. But I want it to be like fucking hair thin on how close it is.
Well, I mean, Mark would get up on stage and recite how many dinosaurs he knew off the top of his head, and I'm still not sure who that was for.
I feel like you were making them up after 5 or 6.
No,
Agreed.
He sat there and rattled off like 20.
my record was 30, yeah.
God. And who was that for? None of us got enjoyment out of it. We just kind of sat there and like, well, no, we're not going to stop him. He's on a roll.
Yeah, no one asked you either.
We were also like, we're also not going to fact check it.
Yeah.
Yeah, none of us were like, well, he mispronounced that one. It's actually.
It's
Well, but the best
Compsognathus,
part-
not Compsognathus.
But the best part about the pi thing is pi literally never ends. So what they did was literally pointless.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that could just be a testament to how far we've come mathematically. That's, 1,000 years ago, they could probably only get to like 5 spaces, and now we're in the trillions.
Brandon,
So
I
that's-
thought you said having him on the show was going to be fun.
Did you guys know there's different sizes of infinity?
Yeah.
What the fuck, man?
What do you mean there's different sizes?
I mean, there are bigger infinities and smaller infinities.
Brandon,
That doesn't make sense.
I always thought that I was
I'm
the only
telling
dumb one, but I'm so happy to know that you also don't know what the fuck that means.
Well,
only
I don't know
reason
if
I
that
know
makes
this is
me
because
dumb.
of
It just
Neil
makes
deGrasse
me
Tyson.
ignorant.
That's a Neil deGrasse Tyson fact.
Holy shit, yeah, there's
I had
definitely...
no idea.
In
I
the
was
same
bu-
interview, I learned that black holes are happening all around us all the time. They're
I didn't
just
know.
not big enough to affect reality.
Yeah. You made
I know there are a lot of black holes around us all the time. I was born with one in my heart.
Oof.
Oh,
What is that called?
I don't fucking know.
That's a name for something.
What?
There's a name for something where you're constantly bleeding out of your heart. There's like holes. Murmur. You have a murmur.
Oh, yeah, I was just born with a heart murmur.
I was going to say death.
He was born dead. Can't be born dead.
I mean, that's just stillborn.
I never understood why they called it stillborn. I was like, is it because they were born and they weren't moving, or it's like, well, they died, but they were stillborn?
I'm not gonna call it.
I think it's both, bud, honestly.
Really? I would love if it's both.
Who
I mean,
do you
I would...
think was the guy with
Who
the
delivered the
demented sense
first
of
dead
humor
baby?
that was so proud of that pun? Guys, but get it? Because, like, they're stillborn, but they're also not moving. You get it? Get it?
Guys.
And the mother's just
As
sitting there.
they're doing heart palpitations on the baby to try to get to come back to life.
Look, man, I understand that you guys are in a shitty situation. I get it. But that was fucking tight, bro.
But do you guys get how clever I am? It's really important to me that you know that I'm clever. Trust me, you guys will laugh about this later. Just
talking about clever wordplay now.
Yeah, that's how it works.
I don't know why they call it Porsche. They should call it Rich.
God damn it.
I thought about that the other day driving in traffic, and I was laughing like a crazy person with the windows down.
God damn it. Okay, so just so
what was that
Chris,
thing I
just
sent in,
Chris, just so you're aware, when I do your little avatar for our podcast, you're going to be wearing a big ass cowboy hat because you sound cowboy as fuck.
God damn it.
He does wear work boots all the time.
I'm a working man.
He is a working man.
I know you are, man. You're a handy man. You're really good at handy stuff. Okay, so I you know how sometimes I'm a really bad person, guys.
Yes, we are
I
well
think-
aware.
I think it would be more accurate to say how you're sometimes a
that one.
good person because you're always a bad person.
Mark,
So-
you're a bad person with good accidents.
That's fair.
Mark's a bad person, and sometimes he fucks up, and when he fucks up, he's a good person.
Mark is only accidentally good.
You guys are
Some
assholes.
people make fuck-ups. Not Mark.
Well, I mean, like his parents made fuck-ups.
All right, how on earth am I allowed getting in trouble for making jokes about how terrible of parents that Mark's parents are, but you can just throw them out and don't get chastised?
Well, because Mark's not in love with me.
I feel like the person close to you should be the most critical.
Oh my god. All right. So anyway, sometimes I'm a good person, but usually I'm a bad person. I didn't catfish somebody again.
Whoa,
Mark!
No. I'm gonna clarify. This wasn't somebody that was like interested in dating. This was somebody that was trying to scam me out of money.
Oh,
All right. So some guy messaged me the other day, and
Yeah, he did.
it was one of those like, you know, if you send me X amount of dollars, I can help heal you spiritually kind of things.
was he a Parisian prince?
No. He was he's from the northern part of Ghana.
Yeah, that sounds more right.
In the neighborhood of Rhea.
So anyway, so he messaged me and he said, okay, so I'm just going to start it off. He messaged me and said, "Hi, how are you?" And I was like, "Okay, I see your profile. You're a scammer." And I was like, my response was, "I'm super gay." He's like, "Okay, nice. Where do you live?" And I was like, "Fucking
See,
man."
Mark, you already made a mistake because that could mean happy.
Mark, you also made a mistake by responding.
You're right, but then I had some fun with it as time went by.
All right.
He's like, "All right, so where are you from?" I'm the U.S. And he's like, "Okay, that's a nice place."
All the U.S. Nice place.
I've heard of this U.S.
He says, "I am the Great Malam, but people normally call me Natia. I'm from the northern part of Ghana, helping people in terms of," and then he has a list of like 30 things that he provides assistance with.
Hold on. What was his name?
The Great Malam.
No. All right, but then what did you call him?
Oh, Natia. So Naatia.
So he went from a basic term to a more difficult nickname?
I guess.
Mark, what was your
Yeah,
response?
it's power play.
How did you not respond with, well, I'm the great blah, 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 blah? Like, how did you not just give yourself a title in response? You
That's
know?
because because if Mark did that, immediately the person is out. And that's not Mark's style. Mark's style is to string you along as you possibly can. Mark's
man.
essentially a big game fisher.
I
He's
would
going
have
to put
come
you on
back
the
with,
line. Like, he's going to be reeling in a fish for about 8 hours. But, God, it's going to make it worth it.
I would have immediately come back with, and I am the great Testicles, god of all that is man. Like, oh, dude.
So do you want to know some of the services he provided?
Yes,
Sure.
please.
You could get you could earn instant money. You could get a leadership role at your place of work. He also, in a separate category, money rituals.
Oh my
I don't know
God,
what
Mark.
that means. Business to move
I just
forward.
imagine him weekend at Bernie's-ing some people.
I know. Basically, a lot of stuff for like for financial assistance. You know, marriage issues. Getting help with getting off from the police.
What?
Oh, God. That means something very different in our language.
A girlfriend's like a girl's trouble with her boyfriend, but not the other way around. If you want to be more powerful, whatever the fuck that means. If you have, if you want high spirits or protection. Again, there's like 30 of these things. I'm just giving you the cliff notes here. But basically
I'm
it comes down to,
surprised he kept talking with you. Isn't Ghana a pretty homophobic place?
I don't know. I didn't do a lot of research. I just responded.
Maybe
So
he's
after,
a worldly person.
so after he sent me his list, I was like, hey, got a business question for you. Do you like tapes and CDs? To which he says, no. And I was like, oh, that's a shame, because I was about to tape this dick to your forehead so you could see these nuts.
Yep.
To which his response
Oldie but
was,
a goodie.
do you have WhatsApp? I was like, you're really gonna keep going? Okay. And I was like,
these people essentially work off of a script, and they just keep going along with the script.
right. So
And
he's
you gotta
like,
remember, there's a good chance he didn't understand a word you were fucking saying when you
very
said,
true.
"I wanna
Probably
see
did.
my nutsack."
So then he said, asking, do you have WhatsApp? I was like, no, I don't. Do you use Sugma? And he's like, no, what's Sugma? I said, Sugma dick? To which he responded, no, I also have Snapchat. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. I'll have to get back to you about that. My Ligma's starting to kick in. He's like, what's Ligma? And I was like, Ligma balls.
Hey, does it smell like Updog over there?
I never did Updog. I
Just
didn't
getting
do
all the
Updog.
fucking classics, bro.
He's like, oh, I don't know what that is. And I was like, oh, it's kind of like Bofa. What? It's like,
No.
Bofa? He did. I shit you not. Like, I've got screenshots of the conversation. And let's see, I got him with Bofady's nuts, Joe Mama, Candace. You guys know what Candace is, right?
Yeah.
I don't think I do.
Hey, Brandon, have you
Yeah.
met my wife? Have you met my wife, Candace?
No.
Candace dick fit in your mouth?
Mark, quick
How
sidebar.
does that work? That doesn't. All right.
Mark,
Anyway.
what do you do for a living? Like, what's your day job?
My day job, I work for Discover.
Oh God.
Yeah, this is the kind of shit I wish I could say to customers sometimes.
I don't believe it.
Sometimes.
Where were you going with this? You're just wondering where all his free time came from.
So anyway, I was like, I do need help with something. It's about my wife, Candace. It's like, okay, what can I help Candace with? And I was like, Candace, dick fit in your mouth. And he's like, I don't know what you mean by that. I was like, oh, she has chokoma. And he's like, what? And I was like, yeah, chokoma dick. And he's like, oh. And then I sent him a gif of Betty White dabbing.
My favorite part is just how happy you are.
I'm so happy. I'm so tired of these scam bullshits, and I finally got one that actually like responds.
I secretly hope it's a bot and you're talking to nobody. And it doesn't know how to respond.
So then after all of this like stuff, I finally say, he finally gets back to me. He's like, so do you have Cash App? I know. He gets back to me. He's like, hey, so do you have WhatsApp? And I was like, nah, but I got Nuttima. It's like, what's Nuttima? It's like, Nuttima asshole. And then that's when he finally got it. Okay, don't message me anymore, please. And I was like, oh, buddy.
Is this usually when people turn this off?
So
usually they see my picture on the podcast and they just click out.
So
Art.
You know, first off, did you know, like, you know how all of those things are usually horribly spelled, and there's just grammar and spelling errors everywhere?
Yeah.
You know they do that on purpose?
Yeah.
They do?
Because if you're the person who responds to that, they know you're dumb.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Yep. Then also,
No, that makes sense.
There's a comedian who he got tired of all these, so he would just start responding like Mark. Oh, Mark, and here's what you should do next time. Just keep being like, I just sent it over. How did you not get it yet? And like, that's what he would do, is he would let the guy like, he'd be like, do you have WhatsApp? He'd be like, yeah, I do. Or like, can you set up an account at your bank? He's like, dude, I just did. And so then they start flipping the fuck out because they're like, it's not set up. I can't get that money. And he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I put it there.
So one of the radio show here in Austin, the guy would, like, if he got those calls while he was on the air, he would just play as like an old lady. And would derail the show for like 45 minutes to an hour.
Good.
That's awesome.
Hello.
Amazing.
This is Jeremy.
I feel like you could get so much
It's
more.
Wow. Must be really old.
You were able to get so much
Jeremy
more.
is an old lady's name.
Right.
Hey, my
Sorry.
grandmother's name was Jeremy.
Jeff.
You respect her.
Jeff, go ahead.
I feel like you would be able to. I feel like you could get so much more satisfaction back when it was like. Because let's be honest, typically when you get the phone calls now, it's someone who isn't American. You know, it's someone who doesn't
Right.
speak the language really well.
What
And
are
I
you
feel
trying
like
to say?
those older telemarketers, like from when we were younger, when like they could speak English and they could understand you and everything, I feel like they were so much more fun to fuck with because you could string them along longer, and just really have, I don't know. I just found that always more fun. Whereas with a lot of these ones, you get in the situation that Mark had where like you drop like 18 stupid jokes and the guy only gets like one of them. And you're like, oh.
Well, so the difference is this was done over chat, right, Mark? Like over the computer.
Yeah.
That is.
Yeah.
Well,
This isn't like over the phone. Over the phone is a different beast.
You know, I think I'm going to go get my name legally changed to Ligma.
Oh my God, you 100% would.
Last name Balls, Bawls.
They won't bat an eye. They'll be like, all right, you want to fuck up your life, go ahead.
Middle name would be Schweddy.
Bukaki.
Smart.
Oh.
Mazel tov.
Ligma Schweddy Balls.
Hey guys, if you just can't get enough of Sunrise with the Sleepy Boys, you can check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at SR Sleepy Boys. Or you can check out our YouTube channel, Sunrise with the Sleepy Boys. You can also find us on Spotify, Radio Public, Anchor, Breaker Radio, and coming soon, Apple Podcasts.